Hello everyone, this is Mainak from Civil Center and I welcome all of you back to our channel, another video on Tekla Structural Design. So friends, this video is a continuation of the previous video on a full building design in Tekla Structural Design of 1300 square feet. So if you haven't watched that previous video, you can watch that. We'll include the link in the description. And if you're watching our channel for the first time, make sure to subscribe because we have various videos related to Tekla and also other software and concepts in civil engineering. So do subscribe and also watch the full video to know the entire steps in detail for the design of buildings in the Tekla Structural Designer. So once this is done, let's go. So previously we had imported the grids in the Tekla Structural Designer, and we had also imported the shadow for our twin beams, and in the previous video we had shown how to place the columns and make the center line diagram properly without any errors in the AutoCAD and then import it in the Tekla Structural Designer. So we have levels here which we're working on. This is foundation level, plinth level, ground floor level and first floor level, and we'll be adding the structural members there. We'll add the proper loads there as per our IS codes or the Indian codes, and after that we'll do the structural analysis and design and see the results. So let's get started. First of all, we'll go to model and do the column placing. So once we go to model and select the columns, it gives you can see here we have a properties window which pops up, in which you can give the properties of the column. So first of all, let's just click on escape here and again go to model and click on columns. So if sometimes this property doesn't come, you can click on escape and bring this. So first of all, you'll see here, we'll go to this concrete grade. This is M20 grade and this is the Fe415 steel which we are having. So basically you can change this grade and you can change this section, but before that you can go to the design and go to the design settings, and in that you can change the things first. So go to concrete and first of all for the beams reinforcement settings, as you can see we have Fe500 minimum and maximum given. For the columns also Fe512 and 32 is the maximum. We can make this as, let's say, a 16 for now, and like this you can do for all the members and click on save or click on OK. So after that, after you have defined the columns, you will just define the size of the column. So you take here a size of 10 inch into 10 inch column, so it will basically be 254 here, just do here 254 into 254, that is 10 inch into 10 inch column. So we are giving here, and here the steel will be obviously Fe500, and we'll turn off this automatic alignment and save this as our C1 10 inch into 10 inches. So this is our column size. Now we'll take the column size which we have saved from here and we can use it. So first of all, we'll start with this size. If any column doesn't pass, suppose the middle ones will have a larger size, then we can increase the size here. So 1, 2, 3, and then we have these columns here. So this span is a little bit large, as you can see, in comparison to other spans. So we might consider increasing the size of this column. So let's give a size here of the next size, that is we'll do here a size of 10 inch into 12 inch or even 14 inch. We might need to give it, we'll try 12 inch now. So 12 inch is exactly equals to, if you do 12 into 25.4, it will be equals to 304.8. so we'll do 304.8 here and save this. So here we'll save as 10 inch into 12 inch. I reckon that might get saved by 14 inch, but we'll try 12 inches first. So we'll go here like this, giving the sizes. This also give this the sizes here, and we'll go back to the 10 inch into 10 inch columns for this one. Just close, and this also will go the 10 inch into 10 inch columns for these 4 parts. So these are the columns which we have made, and you can see in the structure 3D, and if any column is missing, then you can find out, like this column is missing, then you can find out from here and then check again. So all the columns have been given here. So we'll go to the structure base And after going to the structure base, we'll click on escape, and since the columns have been defined, we'll next go for our beams. So we'll go to the base and we'll select the model and we'll go to the beams here, take the beam, double click on it, and then define the size of the beam. So the size of the beam we're going to take as 10 inch into 12 inch. So we'll go with 254. This is the 10 inch, and we can go with let's say go with 350 for now, or we can go 300 first. So 300 means your 12 inch. 12 inches is already, we have found out, it is 304.8. so we'll put 304.8, and this will click on OK, and FE 500. This is optional because anyway we have selected the design settings of FE 500, so it will not keep much of a difference. B, this will be 10 inch into 12 inches, which we are giving the size of the beams. So we'll be going with the, so select this, we'll be going with the secondary beams first. Select this and select this, select this secondary beam and double click on this, and we'll select this beam, secondary beam, double click on this secondary beam, and double click on this one, and then double click on this. If you see any secondary beams which are missing, we can join them. So I think as of now I'm not seeing any secondary beams remaining, so we'll click on escape. Later also you can add, but if you add before, then it's good. Why it's good, you'll know. So now this is the secondary beam, and the orientation, as you can see, if you see the axis, it's from top to bottom, sorry, from bottom to top and from left to right. So this is the end one in this case, and this, the right one, is the end two. In the top, in this vertical ones, the bottom one is always the end one and top one is the end two. So here both the ends do not have column to column connection, so both the ends will be pinned. So simply double click on this, go to releases, make them as pinned, okay. Similarly go here, double click, go to releases and make them as pinned and pinned. Click on OK, and after that simply go here, double click, and same step will be there because both ends do not have any column, so it will be the same for all. Double click, releases, go to pinned, and go to pinned here, and if there was one side there was a column, then it will be different. The side which has column, which would be fixed, and the side which didn't have column, it will be pinned. But now all columns are there, and we'll join the main beams now, and we'll select the beams here, and we'll take the main beams. So suppose we are going for the main beams of 350, so that means 14 inches. So if we go with 14 inches into 14 into 25.4, so 355.6. So we'll do this, new edit, and we'll just do it as 355.6, and we'll name this as well, and we'll name this as, you know, B 10 inches into your 14 inches. So I'll just name this like this. In 1 feet 2 inches as well, you can name as possible. Click on OK, and after that just select this size for the main beams and then go like this. So it's easy to connect the main beams together. Only you can see the arrows which are denoting the columns. I can have 1, 2, 3, 4 arrows, so there are 4 columns in this range, and if I join this, there will be also 1, 2, 3, 4 columns in this range. Join this also, 4 columns in this range. Now it's time for the horizontal ones, so 3 columns in this horizontal range, 3 columns in this 4 columns, sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4 in this horizontal range, and same 4 columns in this horizontal range, and this was missing, so 2 columns in this range. And like this the model has been completed. So make sure you validate it. If there is any error, it will come. And if you're having a member intersection or member collision error, you can just watch out, check, search for that video in our playlist, or you can comment below. I'll search and give it to you. So these are our beams which have been done, beam and column arrangement which has been done. Secondary beam has been done, validation is perfect, and now we'll go to the next floor. So what happens in this is a plinth level. In this level there will be no slab added. In the next level we have a slab added. So for having that, we'll just go to this particular option of construction levels, and we'll just go here to the one and click on base and click on OK. So if you watch the entire video step by step without disrupting anything, then you will be able to model your building perfectly without any problems. So after having done that, go to construction level and make this back as unique. Just click on OK, and when you go to the structure and levels and go back to structure 1, here just take the slab on beams and we'll insert the slabs here. So basically we are inserting the two-way slabs. There are some one-way slab here like this one. If you just measure the length ratio to breadth ratio, this will be a one-way slab. So we can insert the one-way slabs in here as well. For example, this you can measure these values and you can determine which one will be the one-way slab and which one is the two-way slab. There will not be any slab here, because definitely here we are having a staircase, so over the staircase there will be no slab. So these small things you can determine here. So for that, you'll just here use the normal usual way of you just click on measure. It is 2.38, it's 1.04. So 2.4 divided by 1.04, so it's 2.3. So this is the one-way slab for sure. So we can check the next one. Go quickly check the next one. So it's 3.6 and it is 1.4. So 3.6 divided by 1.4, and this is also 2.2. So this is also a one-way slab. It is looking from it, seeing the picture as well. So these two, this one obviously will be one-way slab, but this one, let's check for this. This is 2.4 and it is 1.4. So 2.4 divided by 1.4, it's 1.7. So this both of this, I think they will be okay for the two-way slab. So we'll take the slabs again and we'll just put the two-way slabs here, and for the one-way slab that is remaining will do. So how to create the one-way slab here? And simply just to go to this slab and just take this new slab, and in this the decomposition, make this as one way and then click on this like this. So here this orientation is okay. This is because the beams will be placed along the shorter span here, and this for this you can change the orientation of this particular beam. So just change the rotation angle by, we'll do it as 90, and this should change the arrangement like this. And for this also it is okay that the orientation is like this. So now you check the orientation, you provide the slabs properly, one-way, two-way slab, you provided properly all the slabs. And also another thing which you can do here, if you want to reduce the span of this particular slab, you can simply extend this beam as a support. So you can also do that, because that actually, if you see, if you measure this, the span is 5.32 and this one is 5.31. So it will reduce the span of both the slabs if you can give a particular beam in this case. So these things help in general terms in reducing the depth and controlling the depth of slabs here. So we can do it since I'm just showing you, because in this video we decided that it would be complete one, so that you can get the full knowledge. So first of all, let me just go to scene content, and we can go and to the slab items. Just turn off the slab items for now. Just select this and do it like this, and select this. I'll just left click and then select on this intersection so that I don't get the, and also left click and select on here. So this thing I've done so that I don't get the error of member intersection. Left click, so there is no error of member intersection here. So my slab has been divided. So let me check whether this is the one-way slab or two-way slab now. We'll go to the model and we'll go to measure here. So it is around 5.2, and this is 2.4. So 5.2 divided by 2.4, it's around 2.166. So this has become a one-way slab. So if we join this particular beam, so these beams are not necessary, but when we if you want to reduce the spans of this particular things, so this can be done. Okay, so let's check this one. So it will be 5.2 divided by, I think this will be a two-way one. just go to this measure and check this. So it will be divided by 2 point, it's 2.8, so it is around 1.9 or 1.85. so this is the two-way slab and this is a one-way slab. So we've divided this portion. So turn on the slab item. So this trick you can use if you don't want to increase the slab depth. So when you have this smaller span slab, so then you can easily, you know, go around with this thing. So now we'll just change this angle to the shorter span, along the shorter span, 90, like this. So this is the one-way slab provided. So like this we have in-depth, you know, lecture on how to provide the slabs. So this is the staircase portion, and you can copy this to the next level. So for that, go to construction levels, and yeah, I forgot to validate. So validation is okay, and then go to construction levels and make the source of 2 as 1. Click on OK. That's it, and then click on this back as unique. So once this is done, and this we have achieved a process of creating an error-free model, and in the Tekla Structural Designer, and we have covered the things in depth as much as possible. One thing you can add here is you can add the beams for the headroom level, but generally beams of the headroom level don't have any load, so there is no issue anyway. But if you want to do that, you can also do that. Let me show you. I will show you here. So for that, first of all, we'll go to construction levels and insert a level above. So I'll insert a level of, let's say, 9 feet, because if you have the top floor, it is not much height needed. So this 2.74 meter. So I'll insert level above, and the spacing will be your 2.74 meter, and then click on OK, and then just select this four columns. Select this 4 columns and make the top level as your this one, and simply you can just do it in 3D view also. Just take go to your model, go to your beams, and it'll take I think we'll go with the 10 inch to 12 inch beams. If it fails, then we can, I think, go with larger beams. So do this, and after you have done it, I think there is a problem with the levels here, as you can clearly see. So we'll go to the construction levels and make this levels spacing. This is because we already might have created a level here. So this is our G plus 1, G plus 2. So we have created one more level. So what we'll do here, there's nothing to worry. Here we can just select the columns first. Let's delete the beams first. They won't be required here. Some problems might occur. So we'll just select these particular columns, and we'll do this as the lower level. So this is the level here, and we'll join the beams here. So the beams, we'll take the beam 10 into 12 here and join them. And here I will go to construction levels, and we can delete this particular layer. So this is the G plus 1, and this is the headroom level. And if you just reduce this level from here, let's see what happens. You just do it to 2.74 from here, that is 9 feet, and you can see that automatically the model height will reduce. You can measure it also. You can see this is 2.74, and if you measure from here to here, this is 3.2. So like this you can model the entire thing. Just click on validate to check whether the model is okay or not. So the model is also fine. So in this video we have modeled the entire building, and we have explained all the steps in very detail. So in the next video we'll work on the loading. So make sure you don't miss that video, and also like this video because it makes YouTube happy. Thanks. Bye bye.